before you see this video, bro, my bad, y'all. And the reason why I say my bad, around like 7 minutes in the video was in full screen. Don't ask me why. It was the drugs. Don't do drugs, kids. But anyways, it will come. I will be back on full screen in the video, probably like 6 minutes in the video. It will be back on full screen. All I gotta say, this video right here was crazy, bro. Crazy video. I mean, well, crazy reaction video as well. But got my team on there. Man, my reaction, seeing my team, y'all gonna be like, damn, boy. Chiefs fans gonna be like, damn, boy, why we in this video? But I love y'all. Peace. Y'all, welcome back to another freaking reaction video. I'm your boy Press, and y'all already know we are reacting. Y'all already see the largest NFL comeback in every season since 2010. Y'all, it's a lot of comebacks, and it's three comebacks it come in mind. The Super Bowl between the Patriots and the Falcons, and I swear to God, Falcons, fuck y'all, because y'all lost me hella money. Because how y'all was up 38-3 in the second half, and how y'all let them come back, nigga, in the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, y'all supposed to have this game locked, but y'all say, you know what? Here you go, Tom Brady, getting another ring. Bro, I had to hear my funky ass dad talk about, yeah, you saw that ring he got. He almost found more to Jordan, y'all. He won more to Jordan. I'm like, bro. Man. I was like, man, fuck the Falcons, bro. Ever since then, y'all, I don't like the Falcons. But let's get right into it, bro.
I don't know about you guys, but aside from my fantasy football players scoring touchdowns, there is nothing better than watching a good comeback. When a team goes down multiple touchdowns early in the game and has to claw their way back into it, it just makes it so much more exciting to watch, especially if you have the pleasure of seeing it in person. Today we're going to be breaking down the largest comebacks from every NFL season since 2010. Starting off this list today, we're going to talk about Week 11 of the 2010 season when the Buffalo Bills took on the Cincinnati Bengals. Both of these teams were having rough seasons up to this point in time, with the Bills coming into the matchup with a record of 1-8, while the Bengals were not much better off with a record of 2-7. After a first quarter that saw each team put up a touchdown, Cincinnati began to pull away in the second quarter with a touchdown from Terrell Owens and another from Cedric Benson. To make things even worse,
Oh, look, during the time the 2010s, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. Nigga, I was still watching wrestling and shit. Hey, football, I really ain't pay attention to football around the 2015-16 season. So like the earliest, like the 2010 season, is only few memories I know, like certain games, but most of it I don't remember. Most of it I don't know, because nigga,
for Buffalo on the drive following Benson's touchdown, quarterback.
And the reason why shit, once again, nigga, I'm trying to see my nigga John Cena gonna whoop. You feel me? CM Punk ass, you doing that time, but that shit turned out fire. You feel me? I'm glad I watched that match. But
Ryan Fitzpatrick threw his second interception, this one being returned for a touchdown. Following the extra point from Aaron Petrie, the Bills found themselves down 28-7 with over 10 minutes left in the second quarter. Still plenty of time for a comeback, of course, but it was not going to be an easy task. Buffalo was able to stop the bleeding with just over a minute left in the second half with a 28-yard touchdown catch from Donald Jones. However, the Bengals were able to get the last score of the half with a 19-yard field goal as time expired. The good news for the Bills is that they made a goal line stand to finish out the half. Bad news is that they now faced a 31-14 deficit. I have to say, some wild pep talk must have happened in that locker room because the Bills looked like a completely different team in the second half of this game. Their defense stepped up in a massive way, not allowing the Bengals to score another point for the rest of the game. Along with this, they scored a touchdown of their own a little over midway through the third quarter on a 27-yard fumble return by Drayton Florence. On the offensive side of the ball, Fitzpatrick and wide receiver Stevie Johnson could not be stopped. Johnson pulled in 3 touchdown passes in the second half, the first for 28 yards, the second for 11, and the third for 32 yards. The final score of this game came from running back Fred Jackson, who notched his second touchdown on a 30-yard breakaway run. While there were very few high points for the Bills this season,
so we kept the cameras rolling, and you'll see.
I found my true love. iPhone 12 with 5G.
I ain't gonna lie, I love the Bengals because I fuck with Joe Burrow, but they ain't no legitimate franchise organization. Like when they gotta practice, they gotta walk down the street, bro. Like, bro, they gotta get their shit together. I ain't gonna hold you.
49-31 lead. Fitzpatrick bounced back incredibly well from his 2 interceptions in the first half, finishing the game with 316 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Stevie Johnson was the main beneficiary of all that passing work, pulling in 8 catches for 137 yards and 3 touchdowns. Finally, on the ground, Fred Jackson had himself a day, picking up 116 yards and 2 touchdowns. While the Bills ended this year with a measly 4-12 record, they were able to pull off one of the largest comebacks of the 2010 season. Now we're going to jump to Week 15 for another 21-point comeback from that 2010 season. This game taking place between the Eagles and the Giants, and I would expect all of you guys watching.
Which is this the one when the Eagles had won it? I only remember this game because of fucking clips and highlights. But I forgot who won. But I ain't gonna lie. I know y'all was hurt. I know one of y'all niggas was hurt, bro. I forgot who won this game, but one of y'all was hurt, bro.
To remember this game. The Eagles were led by a high-powered and high-speed offense that featured players such as Michael Vick, LaShawn McCoy, and Deshaun Jackson. The Giants were
not gonna lie, that was my favorite. During that time, this is my last time posting it. During that time, bro, with that Eagles squad, bro, in Madden, bro. What was Madden? 10, I think. Bro, the motherfucking Eagles was like that, bro. For some reason, they was like that.
No slouches either, being just 1 year away from winning a Super Bowl. Both teams were fighting for the NFC East, with each team coming into this game with a 9-4 record. The Eagles got off to an extremely slow start in the first half, only able to come away with a 34-yard field goal from David Akers early in the second quarter. In comparison, the Giants were able to put up 24 points in the same amount of time, absolutely dominating Philadelphia late in the second quarter. Within the final minute of the half, the Giants knocked down a field goal and then scored another touchdown after a costly Jeremy Maclin turnover. Philadelphia was still asleep behind the wheel on offense the majority of the third quarter as well, but they were able to score their first touchdown of the game with nearly 4 minutes left in that quarter on an 8-yard touchdown to Maclin. After a touchdown from Kevin Boss midway through the fourth, the Eagles still found themselves down 21 points with just over 8 minutes left in the game. And just when all hope seemed lost, Vick turned back the clock and absolutely took over this game. Nearly 1 minute after the Giants' touchdown, Vic threw a 65-yard touchdown pass to Brent Celek. Just 2 minutes later, he scored a rushing touchdown to bring the score back to 31-24. After another crucial stop from their defense, Maclin caught his second touchdown of the half, this one for 13 yards, tying this one up at 31 apiece. Just when it appeared the game was going to head into overtime, the Giants elected to punt with 14 seconds left on the clock. Matt Dodge made a massive mistake of giving Deshaun Jackson a chance to return the ball, and the rest is history.
Oh, this the one with Deshaun Jackson had run it. Oh, I remember. Bro, Giants fans, I know y'all ass was hurt doing this game, bro. I know, bro. Imagine losing to a fucking kick return. Nigga, like, bro, I would be pissed, bro. But it's the Giants, bro, we talking about. It's the Giants. Hey, man, sorry, bro. Sorry, organization.
Off the punt at first, but then quickly recovered and put on the afterburners, pulling off what is now known as the Miracle at the Meadowlands Part 2 and giving the Eagles a 38-31 win. Vic finished the game with 242 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception through the air, along with 130 yards and a touchdown on the ground. Maclin posted 7 catches for 59 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Jackson put up 3 catches for 52 yards and that game-winning punt return. Moving on to 2011 now, the biggest comeback took place in week number 4 when the Lions took on the Cowboys. Detroit came into this game with a 3-0 record, trying to keep their perfect season alive, while the Cowboys were off to a solid 2-1 start. The Lions got off to an extremely slow start in this game. Their secondary was struggling, and the Cowboys wide receiver Dez Bryant scored the game's first 2 touchdowns. Later on in the second quarter, Dan Bailey extended that lead to 17 points before Detroit was finally able to get on the board with a field goal of their own. Bailey nailed yet another field goal as time expired, giving the Cowboys a 20-3 lead heading into the half. Things didn't...
No, fuck it. Cowboys, how y'all let the Lions? This ain't the Lions we know today, nigga. It's the ass Lions. How y'all let them come back, bro? It's always the Cowboys. Always the Cowboys. They another sorry organization, bro. Sorry. I hate sorry organization.
Didn't improve for the Lions early in the second half either, with Tony Romo throwing for his 3rd touchdown of that game, this time to Jason Witten. While Detroit continued to struggle on offense, their defense stepped up in a huge way, taking back 2 interceptions for touchdowns. This cut Dallas's lead down to 27-17, but late in the third quarter, Bailey added on yet another field goal, upping the lead to 13 heading into the fourth quarter. Detroit's offense finally came to life when they needed it the most, with Matthew Stafford connecting with Calvin Johnson for a 23-yard touchdown early in the quarter. With around 4 minutes left in the game, Lions kicker Jason Hanson hit a 51-yarder, making it just a 3-point game. With around a minute and a half left in regulation, Stafford once again found Johnson in the end zone, this time for a 2-yard score. Lions came out on top in this one by a final score of 34-30, putting together a massive 24-point comeback. Johnson carried Detroit's offense that day, finishing the contest with 8 catches for 96 yards and 2 touchdowns. However, the main catalyst of this comeback was definitely their defense. The back-to-back pick sixes from Bobby Carpenter and Chris Houston was the spark that the Lions desperately needed to pull off the largest comeback the 2011 season. On to 2012, the Denver Broncos made the biggest comeback of the season in week number 6 when they took on the Chargers. This was the Broncos' first season with Peyton Manning at the helm. They got their season off to a slow start, to say the least, heading into this matchup with a 2-3 record, while the Chargers sat at 3-2. Denver couldn't
where's the Chief at?
Into this matchup with a 2-3 record, while the Chargers
we was 1-5. Can't even see our record, bruh. That's. Hey, but look at us now. Okay, We cooking. We eating. Nigga, we try to go for a 3-piece. So we cooking now. But back then, please don't bring that the playoff game with the Colts. You bring that. That's
Chargers sat at 3-2. Denver couldn't get anything going in the first half either, failing to score even a single point. The Chargers took full advantage of this, opening up the game with a 32-yard field goal from Nick Novak and a 15-yard touchdown pass from Phillip Rivers to Antonio Gates in the first quarter. They kept their foot on the gas in the second quarter as well. With 6 minutes left in the half, Quentin Jammer housed an 80-yard pick six. They closed out the half with another touchdown pass to Antonio Gates, this one for 11 yards. San Diego headed to the locker room up 24-0, and it appeared that they had the game in the bag. However, while they controlled the first half, the second half would belong to the Broncos. They opened up the quarter with a 29-yard touchdown pass to Demaryius Thomas, and later on in that quarter, Denver got a defensive score of their own with Tony Carter returning a fumble for 65 yards. Heading into the fourth, Denver was still down 24-14, but Manning locked in, throwing a 7-yard touchdown to Eric.
I know y'all like, bro, come on, bro, the full screen. I am tripping. I'm sorry,
Decker early in the quarter, and on the following drive, hitting Brandon Stokely for a 21-yard touchdown. Denver had all the momentum on their side as they now held a 28-24 lead, but they also had one more defensive touchdown in them. Just before the 2-minute warning, Chris Harris Jr. sealed the game with a 46-yard pick six. When the final whistle sounded, the Broncos held a 35-24 lead, pulling off a 24-point comeback. Despite his quiet first half performance, Manning finished the game with an impressive 309 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception, completing 80% of his passes. However, even with Manning's elite showing, it could be argued that Denver's defense won them this game. Not only did they score 2 touchdowns, they also forced Phillip Rivers into 4 interceptions and 2 fumbles. The Indianapolis Colts hold the title for the largest comeback of the 2013 season in their wildcard round matchup against the Chiefs. Now, both the Colts and the Chiefs were
Bro, y'all don't know about this game, bro. This game right here. Man, dark times. It was the dark time.
Were extremely talented teams this year, with both teams finishing the regular season
hold up. I know Chiefs fan don't. If y'all want to get under the skin, I like with Chiefs fan, bring up this game. Y'all see my reaction to it, nigga. We don't even talk about this game.
An 11-5 record. It appeared that fans were in for a tight game, especially in the first quarter. Kansas City got on the board first with a 6-yard touchdown pass to Dwayne Bowe from Alex Smith, and the Colts quickly followed that up with a touchdown pass of their own from Andrew Luck to T.Y. Hilton. The Chiefs slightly pulled away with 53 seconds left in the first quarter with a 19-yard field goal. While Indianapolis was able to keep it close in the first, Kansas City pulled away in the second quarter with 2 more touchdown passes from Alex Smith. They were able to stop the bleeding with a 37-yard field goal from Adam Vinatieri. However, the Chiefs scored another touchdown with just under 2 minutes left in the second quarter, giving them a 31-10 lead. Things didn't get much better in the third quarter, with the Chiefs scoring another touchdown, a 10-yard pass from Smith to Niall Davis. The Colts faced a 28-point deficit, and it appeared that their season was all but over. But with their backs against the wall, their offense was able to come back to life. Indy scored 2 straight touchdowns, one being a 10-yard rush from Donald Brown, and the other being a 3-yard receiving touchdown, once again by Brown. While the Chiefs were able to cut the momentum with a 42-yard field goal, the Colts were far from done. With 2.5 minutes in the third quarter, Luck found Coby Fleener for a 12-yard touchdown. Around a third of the way through the fourth, Luck was able to recover a fumble by the offense and rush it in for a 5-yard touchdown. Even with this incredible run, the Colts still found themselves down 44-38.
This nigga Andrew Luck, you talk about quarterbacks I hate. Tom Brady, Andrew Luck. These the only 2 I hate, because Andrew, every time the Chiefs face this nigga in the playoffs, we always get our ass whooped to Andrew Luck. Man, I'm glad things changed for us. I'm glad we got Patrick Mahomes now, but bro, it's just like, nigga, every time it's playoff time, bro. It was against the Colts. It was belt to ass every time. It ain't like we was getting our ass whooped, but it was like, damn, he kept on being nuts, bro. I'm glad he retired. I'm glad. I remember concussions. Thank you, because he was ruining my game. Oh, he was. Shit, nigga, this hatred I got with him.
After a 43-yard field goal by Kansas City. With around 4.5 minutes left in this game, Luck found T.Y. Hilton again for a deep 64-yard touchdown, giving the Colts a 45-44 lead that sent them 4.5 minutes left in this game. Luck found T.Y. Hilton again for a deep 64-yard touchdown, giving the Colts a 45-44 lead that sent them to the second round of the playoffs. Even with his 3 interceptions, Andrew Luck still had an incredible game, finishing it with 443 yards and 4 touchdowns through the air. The main beneficiary of this incredible game was T.Y. Hilton, who finished the contest with 13 receptions for 224 yards and 2 touchdowns. This game was an absolute shootout, and while it looked like the Colts season was over in the third quarter, they put together a masterful second half that kept their playoff hopes alive. Moving on to the 2014 season, it takes us to week number 5 when the Browns took on the Titans. Both the Browns and the Titans were struggling teams this season, with Cleveland entering this game 1-2 and Tennessee having a 1-3 record. Despite the Titans having the worst record, they came out of the gates hot. Jake Locker found Kendall Wright for an 11-yard score that went on to be the only one of the first quarter. Early in the second, Locker found the end zone once again, this time on an 11-yard rush. Cleveland was able to get their first points of the game on a 38-yard field goal from Billy Cundiff. However, the Titans' backup quarterback Charlie Whitehurst entered the game and torched the Browns for 2 straight touchdowns through the air. The first an 11-yard pass to Kendall Wright, and the second being a 75-yard bomb to Justin Hunter. Cleveland found themselves facing a ridiculous 28-3 deficit, especially when taking into account that they didn't have a lot of firepower on offense. With just 12 seconds left in the first half, the Browns were finally able to score their first touchdown of the game, a 1-yard find from Brian Hoyer to Jim Dre. Early on in the third, Cundiff knocked down a 42-yard field goal that went on to be the only score from either team in the quarter. Around 4 minutes left in the fourth, Cleveland's special teams unit came up clutch, blocking a punt that rolled out of the back of the end zone for a safety. Hoyer and Travis Benjamin dominated the remainder of this game, going on for 2 touchdowns in the final 7 minutes of the game. The first being a 17-yard find, and the second coming with just 1:09 left in the game on a 6-yard pass. This final touchdown gave the Browns a 29-28 lead, pulling off a league-leading 25-point comeback in the 2014 season. Hoyer had a great game through the air, finishing the contest with 291 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 single interception. While he failed to find the end zone,
I'll say Texas. Oh my God. Tennessee. I ain't gonna lie, y'all some frauds. Y'all some frauds. Y'all the sorriest organization. The Browns, you too. Y'all been sorry. Y'all been sorry since 1987. You feel me? That I don't even think y'all was around. Shoot, I think y'all was a expansion team. Y'all been sorry. Tight ends, come on, bro. A backup quarterback? I mean, no, that's the other way around. But still, though, the Browns, y'all, come on. I know y'all Tennessee fans, like. I know y'all going through it down there.
Zone running back Ben Tate had an impressive game on the ground, picking up 124 yards. Now for 2015, the largest comeback came in Week 7 when the Redskins took on the Bucks. Similar to the game between the Browns and the Titans, neither of these teams came into the matchup with incredible records. Washington was 2-4, while Tampa Bay was 2-3. Despite their record, Tampa Bay came out of the gates on fire. They were the only team to score in the first quarter, starting off this game with a 40-yard touchdown pass from Jameis Winston to Mike Evans, and Connor Barth knocking down a 22-yard field goal later on in the quarter.
Another half. I ain't gonna lie, Mike Evans is that one court, like one wide receiver that's just like overlooked. But bro, if we look at his numbers right now, he currently a top 5 wide receiver. It's just he don't give enough credit he do. You feel me?
They were far from done in the second, with Winston finding Dante Dye for a 7-yard touchdown early in the quarter. Halfway through the quarter, Tampa Bay's defense wanted to join in on the fun, and Howard Jones returned a fumble for 43 yards, scoring a touchdown. This gave them a commanding 24-0 lead with only 8:19 left in the first half. With only minutes remaining in the second quarter, the Redskins were finally able to get on the board for the first time on an 8-yard rush from Kirk Cousins. This ended a laughable half for Washington. However, they did come out of the locker room with a whole different attitude. In the third quarter, Cousins threw for a pair of touchdowns. The first, a 3-yarder to Ryan Grant, and the second, a 3-yarder, this time to Jordan Reed. The team swapped field goals throughout the first half of the fourth quarter, and another field goal from Barth gave the Bucs a 30-24 lead with just 2:24 left in the game. Kirk Cousins ran the 2-minute drill to perfection though, and found Reed for his second receiving touchdown of the game on a 6-yard pass to seal the game. Cousins had an incredible showing, being very resilient, throwing for 317 yards and 3 touchdowns through the air, along with 15 yards and a touchdown on the ground.
Okay.
And also, this is not the last time that you guys are going to hear about Kirk Cousins in this video. Next up, we have arguably the most notorious comeback.
Atlanta still. Fuck y'all. Yeah, bro, I was fucking with y'all when y'all beat the freaking Aaron Rodgers, you feel me? Then when y'all beat the Seahawks, I was like, oh, nah, they a legitimate Super Bowl team, bro. And I'm like, bro, they defense during that time was top tier, bro. Was top tier. In the offense, bro, they offensive core was top tier because on the running back you got Freeman, then on wide receiver you got Julio Jones, bro. You got best of both worlds, but it was like, bro, y'all was dominating this game and y'all let this y'all let this nigga Tom Brady throwing dots, bro. And it's just like, bro, the defense on that team, bro, on the Atlanta Falcons, stop playing. I ain't gonna hold you. They stopped playing, bro. Because they ain't no damn way. Y'all was, bro, the score, it was 3. I think when they went to halftime, it was 3-2. The score they got now, bro. They back in
NFL history that happened in 2016. This took place in the Super Bowl when the New England Patriots took on the Atlanta Falcons. Now, both teams were loaded with talent, but it didn't even look like the Patriots showed up.
Yeah.
The game started off as a defensive struggle with neither team able to get on the scoreboard in the first. However, in the second, the Falcons finally got rolling with a 5-yard touchdown rush from Devonta Freeman. They followed this up with a 19-yard touchdown pass from Matt Ryan to Austin Hooper and got their final score of the half on an 82-yard pick six from Robert Alford. The Patriots were only able to muster a 41-yard field goal from Stephen Gostkowski with 2 seconds left in the half. Heading into halftime, New England found themselves in a massive hole down 21-3, but things got even worse before they got better for New England. The first score of the second half was a 6-yard touchdown reception by Tevin Coleman, giving the Falcons a 28-3 lead. The Patriots finally scored their first touchdown of the game with only 2 minutes and 6 seconds left in the third quarter on a 5-yard touchdown reception by James White. Facing a 28-9 deficit at this point in time, heading into the fourth quarter, New England had to put together a near perfect quarter to have any chance of winning this game. This is exactly what they did. Early in the quarter, Gostkowski knocked down a 33-yard field goal, and just 4 minutes later, Brady found Danny Amendola for a 6-yard touchdown, and White picked up the 2-point conversion. With less than a minute left in the game, down by 8 with the Super Bowl on the line, Brady was able to do what he does best and put this team in a position to win at the highest level. New England's final drive in regulation ended with a 1-yard touchdown run from James White with only 57 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Brady once again found Danny Amendola, this time for a 2-point conversion that tied the game up at 28 and sent the Super Bowl into overtime for the first time in NFL history. White sealed the game with his second rushing touchdown of the game, this time for 2 yards. New England won the game by a final score of 30.
I ain't gonna lie. With that procession, I ain't gonna lie. It did kind of change football in a way, because now wherever the ball let, that's where, the play is set. So back then, when it happened, we like, nah, they didn't get it because his feet was down. You feel me? But they was like, nah, the ball was right in the touchdown, so it was good. I'm like, what the fuck? They changed their rules. But
34-28 and pulled off the largest comeback in Super Bowl history. Brady finished the game with an elite 466 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. White had arguably the best game of his career, rushing for 29 yards and 2 touchdowns while also pulling in 14 passes for 110 yards and a touchdown, setting the record for most receptions in a Super Bowl. It's unlikely that we're going to see a comeback like this one on the league's biggest stage ever again, but if we do, it's going to be an incredible one to watch. Shockingly, the 2017 season was one of 2 years that did not feature a comeback over 20 points since 2010. However, the largest comeback of the year came in another playoff matchup when the Titans took on the Chiefs. The Chiefs dominated.
Bro, Trav got hurt during this game, bro. Remember, bro, he got hurt. Man, what's that quarterback on the Titans? Martinez something? Bro, I was so pissed, bro, because, bro, Alex Smith was cooking this shit. He was cooking, bro. And I was like, bro, the only team I see them, like, I said, bro, the Chiefs was the Patriots threat, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, because I think the Chiefs could beat the Patriots during that time period. And I'm like, bro, the Titans, bro, during that time we was like, okay, Titans, it's a playoff team, but it like against the Chiefs, nah, the Chiefs are gonna get that. Nope. What happened? Belt to asses. Man.
The first quarter in this one with a pair of touchdowns. The first being a 1-yard punch in from Kareem Hunt, while Travis Kelce's 13-yard reception from Alex Smith gave Kansas City a 14-0 lead heading into the second quarter. While the Titans were able to get on the board with only a minute 55 left in the second, it was a very short-term win because Demarcus Robinson pulled in another 14-yard touchdown with 3 seconds left in the half.
We was cooking, bro. Once again, bro, we was freaking cooking, bro. Then, bro, I swear, I think Trav got hurt. I think he got hurt. It was a wrap.
First half, it appeared that Kansas City had this game in the bag, yes, but bro, Marcus Mariota had something to say about this.
This nigga here, bro. Man, no comments, bro.
He pulled off an incredible play, catching his own pass that was swatted down at the line of scrimmage and running it in for a 6-yard touchdown. This once-in-a-lifetime play was the only score of the third quarter, with Tennessee still facing a challenging 11-point deficit heading into the fourth. Derrick Henry opened the closing quarter with a 35-yard touchdown run. While the Titans failed the 2-point conversion, it did not end up making a difference as Mariota found Eric Decker for a 22-yard touchdown for the final score of the game. Tennessee came out on top by a final score of 22-21, punching their ticket to the divisional round. Mariota and Henry carried the Titans offense that day, Mariota throwing for 205 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception while technically catching his own pass for a 6-yard touchdown, while Derrick Henry rushed for 156 yards and a touchdown. Now, it didn't take too long for the largest comeback of the 2018 season to take place. In just week number 1, the Green Bay Packers took on the Chicago Bears in another installment of arguably the greatest rivalry in the sport. It was projected that the Packers would easily win this game, coming into the contest favored by almost 7 points. However, the Bears had something to prove. They had a chip on their shoulder. They scored the only points of the first quarter on a 2-yard rush from quarterback Mitch Trubisky. Chicago then tacked on another 3 points on a 26-yard field goal from Cody Parkey. The defense also got involved in the early...
Parker, bro. I know, bro. This nigga Cody Parker sold this... That nigga sold his whole team because, nigga, you don't do shit. You don't gotta run. You don't gotta catch. Only thing you gotta do is kick the ball, bruh. Bruh, during the playoffs with the Eagles, I'm gonna remember this because it was like, bro, it was like they had the game. Only thing they really need for this nigga to do is kick the ball. Boy, that shit say doink, and it was raps, and the Chicago Bears never been the same.
Early onslaught with a 27-yard Khalil Mack pick 6 with only 39 seconds left in the half. Heading to the locker room, the Bears held a 17-0 lead. Parkey knocked down another field goal, this one from 33 yards to extend the lead to 20-0. However, the Packers offense finally woke up and got on the board with a 42-yard field goal from Mason Crosby. Still down 17 heading into the fourth, Aaron Rodgers went to work, finding Geronimo Allison for a 39-yard touchdown pass, then later hitting Davante Adams for a 12-yard touchdown in just a 5-minute span. The Bears responded with a 32-yard field goal to extend their lead to 6 with only 2.5 minutes left in the game. However, nearly 20 seconds after that field goal, Rodgers found Randall Cobb for a long 75-yard touchdown that went on to be the final score of the game. Green Bay narrowly came out on top of this one by a final score of 24-23. While he had a very quiet first half, Rodgers finished this matchup with a very respectable 286 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions through the air. Randall Cobb led the receiving efforts with 9 catches for 142 yards and a touchdown. Now, in the 2019 season, we're going to jump to the divisional round where the Kansas City Chiefs took on the...
I've been waiting on this. Houston. What? Hey, Houston. What happened? Because, god damn it, y'all had us fucking beat. I mean, beat. I'm like, damn, nigga, we can't score, nigga. It was 0-24. I'm like, damn, Texas won, bro. They gonna face fucking the Titans, bro. I'm like, fuck, bro. Then all you knowing, that bad man Patrick Mahomes start cooking these niggas, bro. After this nigga Patrick Mahomes was cooking these niggas, he was running on these niggas, bro. Man, entertainment. That was football. Then after that game, bro, the Texans haven't been the same ever since. But they're cool now. They got fucking I was gonna say Bryce Young. I mean CJ Strauss. Shoot, they alright now. But
Houston Texans. This was a highly anticipated matchup between two quarterbacks at the time who were thought of as the future of the position, Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. Now, the Texans came out of the gates hot in this one, playing extremely well, scoring 21 unanswered points in just the first quarter. Deshaun Watson got Houston on the board with a 54-yard touchdown pass to Kenny Stills. The defense also got involved on the second touchdown with Lonnie Johnson Jr. blocking a punt and returning it for a touchdown. Finally, to close out the quarter, Watson threw for another touchdown, this time finding Darren Fells for a 4-yard score. Early on in the second quarter, Ka'imi Fairbairn kicked a 31-yard field goal to give the Texans a 24-0 lead, However, this is when Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs finally
Yeah.
started to play football. They began their comeback with a 17-yard touchdown pass from Mahomes to Damian Williams. After this, he threw 3 straight touchdown passes to Travis Kelce over just an 8-minute span. The first going for 5 yards, the second for 6, and the third also being from 5 yards out. Heading into halftime, the Chiefs had taken the lead by a score of 28 to 24. However, they were far from finished in this one with their offensive dominance. Coming out of the locker room, Williams picked up a pair of rushing touchdowns in the third quarter, the first going for 1 yard and the second from 5 yards. After Kansas City scored 34 unanswered points, Watson rushed in for a 5-yard touchdown. However, this was the Texans' final score of the game, while the Chiefs threw for another touchdown and kicked another field goal. Despite being down at one point in this game by 24 points, the Chiefs still...
Man, I don't... Man, bro. What make this, like, even special, bro? Because this one, we really knew, like, this nigga Patrick Mahomes was going to be a problem for many years to come, nigga. He gonna be a problem because this game to solidify as him, like, gonna be a problem in the later future, and he is, nigga, like, he literally is, because, like, bro, like, they had, even before the Texas could still to tie the game up, Deshaun fumble. If he ain't fumbled, I say it would be a different story. I say it'd be a different story. But yeah, but I ain't gonna lie, Texans. All the Texans fans, how y'all feel about this game, bro? Because, hey, other Chiefs fan, we chilling, nigga. We went to the Super Bowl. And what, hey, if y'all would beat us, y'all could maybe went to the Super Bowl, but y'all ain't beat us now. Y'all watching the Mahomes era.
won this in a ridiculous 51-31 shootout. Mahomes had a game to remember, throwing for 321 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. The main recipient of this elite day through the air was, of course, Travis Kelce, who pulled in 10 catches for 134 yards and 3 touchdowns. Finally, Damian Williams held it down at the running back position, picking up 47 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns, along with recording 2 receptions for 21 yards and another score. Now, in the 2020 season, there were 2 games that were tied for the biggest comeback, the first being a Week 6 matchup between the Colts and the Bengals. The Colts were a much better team coming into this game with a 3-2 record, while the Bengals were just 1-3-1. But this did not appear to be the case early on in this game. Cincinnati's offense could not be stopped in the first quarter. Only 4 minutes into this game, Giovanni Bernard ran for a 2-yard touchdown. Later on in the quarter, Joe Burrow did the exact same thing, running for a 2-yard touchdown of his own.
And I ain't gonna lie, bro. Before during Joe Burrow rookie season, I knew Joe Burrow was finna be that guy because the shit he was doing at LSU was crazy. Once they drafted him, I'm like, yo, the Bengals got a good chance going to the Super Bowl. And shit, y'all almost did, bro. But the thing that I see with the Bengals, bro, like right now, bro, they just need to find a identity back. You feel me? Because y'all was almost close going back to the Super Bowl. You know, it's just like they just need that one more piece. They need to fix the O-line, that too. That O-line and the Bengals been ass, bro, since Joe Burrow got there, bro. Hella ass, bro. I think, bro, people want to say Chicago got the worst fucking offensive line, but I say Bengals do, bro. You can blitz them every time, bro. They offensive line is shitty, and they defensive And also, I do a little bit of work on defense a little bit. And I'm straight. We Bengals would be straight.
Only 4 seconds into the second quarter, Joe Mixon scored the team's third rushing touchdown, his from 7 yards out, and giving the Bengals a 21-point lead. 2 minutes later, the Colts finally got on the board with a 1-yard rushing touchdown from Trey Burton, but Cincinnati quickly responded with a 47-yard field goal from Randy Bullock. Burton found the end zone again, this time on a 10-yard touchdown pass from Phillip Rivers. With only 15 seconds left in the first half, Rivers found Zach Pascal for a 17-yard score. Heading into halftime, the Bengals held a 24-21 lead. However, the Colts were hot on their tail after a quiet first quarter. Cincinnati scored the only points of the third quarter on a 55-yard field goal from Randy Bullock. Facing a 6-point deficit heading into the fourth, the Colts did exactly what they had to do just 5 seconds into the quarter. Rivers threw for his third touchdown of the game, this time hitting Jack Doyle for a 14-yard score. While it wasn't needed, Rodrigo Blankenship iced the game with a 40-yard field goal, and Indianapolis came out on top by a final score of 31-27, pulling off a 21-point comeback. Rivers turned back the clock in this one and even outplayed a rookie Joe Burrow. Rivers finished the game with 371 yards, 3 touchdowns, and just 1 interception. The other 21-point comeback took place in week number 8 when the Broncos took on the Chargers, both posting records of 2-4, while the Broncos achieved the only score in the first
remember this game, bro.
quarter of this one on a 35-yard field goal from Brandon McManus. Things quickly went downhill. Los Angeles got on the board with only a minute 48 left in the first half on a 9-yard touchdown pass from Justin Herbert to Keenan Allen. Only a minute and a half later, Herbert threw for another touchdown, this time a 2-yard score to Gabe Neighbors. They kept this passing attack up in the third quarter, with Herbert finding Mike Williams for a 24-yard score. And after a 52-yard field goal by Michael Badgley, the Chargers found themselves up 24-3 after a quiet first quarter. Following a second quarter in which they were held scoreless, the Broncos offense finally came back to life. Phillip Lindsay broke loose for a crazy 55-yard touchdown. And heading into the fourth, Denver found themselves down by 14 points, desperately needing a spark on offense. Drew Lock delivered that spark on a 9-yard touchdown pass, but Los Angeles responded with a 47-yard field goal of their own. However, Locke came back only 27 seconds later with a 40-yard touchdown to Deshaun Hamilton. The Chargers extended their lead to 30-24 with another field goal, and the Broncos needed nothing short of a miracle to come out on top of this game.
Behold!
Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max.
This is so cool.
It's just the beginning.
I ain't gonna lie, Chargers. Why y'all be letting Denver do y'all like that? I ain't gonna hold y'all. If I'm the Chargers and the Broncos keep on doing this bullshit to me, bro, I'm playing dirty. I'm playing dirty, nigga. I would make sure the fucking Broncos would know, hey, bro. Yeah, nigga, we like that, nigga. Yeah. Nigga, man. It's twice in the same video, bro. Man, come on, Chargers. Y'all gotta do better than this.
Locke found KJ Hamler for a 1-yard touchdown as time expired, giving the Broncos a 31-30 win. This game boiled down to an incredible showdown between two young quarterbacks in Herbert and Locke. Herbert ended the contest with 278 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions, while Locke went for 248 yards, 3 touchdowns, and just 1 pick, making an insanely clutch play to win the game as time expired. The 2021 season was the second year since 2010 that did not feature a comeback over 20 points. The biggest comeback this season came in week number 5 when the Ravens took on the Colts. This was not a game that was projected to be even that close, with the Ravens entering the contest favored by 7 points. However, the Colts came out of the gates hot with the only score of the first quarter off a 76-yard touchdown catch from Carson Wentz to Jonathan Taylor. The Ravens finally got on the board with just a minute 36 left in the first half with a 23-yard field goal from Justin Tucker, but as time expired in the second quarter, the Colts responded with a 37-yard field goal of their own from Rodrigo Blankenship. Early on in the second half, Indianapolis continued to pull away, with Carson Wentz throwing a 42-yard touchdown pass to Michael Pittman Jr. After another 4-yard rushing touchdown from Taylor, the Colts held a commanding 22-3 lead. Baltimore was finally able to secure their first touchdown of the game on a 43-yard touchdown pass from Lamar Jackson to Marquise Brown, but the Ravens failed the 2-point conversion, leaving the score at 22-9. Early in the fourth, Indianapolis added on another field goal to give them a 25-9 lead. However, from there on out, Jackson absolutely dominated this game through the air. Around 2.5 minutes following Indianapolis's field goal, Jackson found Mark Andrews on a 5-yard score. The two also connected on the 2-point conversion. Jackson and Andrews could not be more on the same page late in this game, with them once again connecting for a touchdown in the red zone and scoring the 2-point conversion. This second touchdown came with only 39 seconds left in regulation and sent the game to overtime. In OT, Jackson once again showed his passing precision in the end zone, this time hitting Brown for a 5-yard touchdown, this time to win the game by a final score of 31-25. Jackson made his impact felt both through the air and, of course, on the ground, finishing the matchup with 442 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions through the air, and an additional 62 yards on the ground. The 2022 season featured the largest comeback in NFL history when the Vikings took on the Indianapolis Colts in week.
Bro, the fucking Colts, bro. What, bro? All my Indiana fans, all my Colts fans. What happened, bro? Because y'all was up 33-0. And nigga, how you let, once again, Boogie Cousins cook your asses? Nigga, bro, he's throwing dots after dots. And bro, and y'all defense was like, damn, nigga, we can't do shit about it. Like, bro, y'all sorry, bro. That's enough, bro. Y'all, bro, I can't. Y'all another sorry organization I don't like, bro, because it's like y'all good with my team, man, but nah, the real stuff though, bro. Y'all just sorry, just letting them, bro. Y'all could have won this game. Y'all could be in the playoffs by now. You feel me? It'd be like certain games and like, I don't know, nigga. I'm blaming the coach, nigga. I'm blaming everybody. Fuck the players, the organization, even the general manager, because god damn, you draft these niggas and these niggas was ass, bro. Come on. The only thing the Colts ever did is drafting motherfucking Jonathan Taylor. That's it.
Number 15. Despite the Colts struggling to a 4-8-1 record, while the Vikings stood at an impressive 10-3, Indiana.
And my bad for even saying playoff time, but I mean like the other times they had the chance to go to the playoffs and it be that one game you feel me? That's what I meant. Like,
Indianapolis could not be stopped in the first half of this game. They opened the game with a 26-yard field goal from Chase McLaughlin. Less than a minute later, JoJo Domann blocked a punt and returned it for a 24-yard touchdown. Indianapolis scored their third touchdown of the quarter on a 1-yard touchdown pass from Matt Ryan to Deion Jackson. They opened the second quarter with a pair of field goals from McLaughlin, the first being 28 yards while the second was 49 yards. Indianapolis picked up their second non-offensive touchdown when Julian Blackmon scored a 17-yard pick six. With only 8 seconds left in the first half, McLaughlin nailed another 27-yard field goal to push the Colts lead to an insane 33-0. This game appeared like it was over at this point. It was unwinnable, down 33-0, but the Vikings were not going to give up. Kirk Cousins hit KJ Osborne for a 2-yard touchdown for the first score of the second half, finally getting Minnesota on the board. The Colts responded with a 52-yard field goal of their own, giving them a 36-7 lead. However, from there on out, the Vikings were unconscious and the comeback was on. CJ Ham started the run with a 1-yard rushing touchdown, which was the final score of the third quarter. Vikings were down 22 points heading into the fourth at this point in time, but their offense caught fire here. Cousins found Justin Jefferson for an 8-yard touchdown to open up the quarter. 7 minutes later, he threw to Adam Thielen for a 1-yard score. Shortly after this, Dalvin Cook found the end zone on a 64-yard reception. After that score, Cousins found tight end TJ Hawkinson, and this tied the game up at 36 and sent it to OT. With only 3 seconds left in OT, Vikings kicker Greg Joseph sealed the game with a 40-yard field goal. Despite the quiet first half, Cousins finished the game with 460 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Almost every single one of Minnesota's weapons found the end zone in this game, with 2 running backs and 3 wide receivers scoring. We might not ever see a comeback as crazy as this one ever again. Now, one of the 2 games that are tied for the largest comeback of the last season, 2023, took place in week number 2 when the Giants took on the Cardinals. Both of these teams came into the contest with a 0-1 record and went on to be some of the worst teams that the league had to offer. Even without quarterback Kyler Murray, the Cardinals still looked extremely well early on in this game. They scored the only points of the first quarter on a 4-yard rush from James Conner. They followed this up with another touchdown just 9 seconds into this.
And the Cardinals, y'all made fucking Darian Jones look like a top quarterback. I ain't gonna hold.
Second, on a 23-yard rush from Josh Dobbs. They closed out the half with 2 more field goals from Matt Prater, the first being 37 yards, while the second was 44 yards. Heading into halftime, the Cardinals held a commanding 20-0 lead. Now, early on in the third quarter, Daniel Jones got the Giants on the board with a 14-yard rushing touchdown. However, Arizona responded with a 3-yard touchdown pass of their own from Dobbs to Marquise Brown. But from here on out, the Giants controlled this game. Saquon Barkley scored the final points of the third quarter on a 1-yard rush. He found the end zone again early in the fourth on a 9-yard reception. Jones threw for another touchdown, this time an 11-yard dot to Isaiah Hodgins to tie this one up. And with only 19 seconds left in this game, Graham Gano iced it with a 34-yard field goal. Jones and Barkley carried the Giants to this 21-point comeback. Jones threw for 321 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception while picking up an additional 59 yards and a touchdown on the ground. And Barkley rushed for 63 yards and a touchdown while pulling in 6 passes for 29 yards and a touchdown.
Big news for Mahomes.
I'm switching to iPhone 16 Pro at T-Mobile. It's built for Apple Intelligence.
That's like peanut butter on
Tied for the largest comeback of the 2023 season, this took place in week number 4, where the Broncos took on the Bears. Similar to the first comeback from 2023, neither the Bears nor the Broncos were especially talented teams last season, with both of them entering this matchup with 0-3 records. Denver scored the only points of the first quarter, with Russell Wilson hitting Jaleel McLaughlin for a 18-yard touchdown. However, they fell asleep behind the wheel in the second quarter and allowed the Bears to run a track meet on their defense. The second quarter started with a 29-yard touchdown pass from Justin Fields to DJ Moore, only 7 seconds into the quarter. Then, in a 6-minute span, Fields found Cole Kmet for 2 touchdowns, one from 22 yards and one from 3 yards, in what went on to be the final score of the first half. Things didn't get any better for Denver early on in the second half either, as Fields threw for his 4th touchdown of the game on a 2-yard pass to Khalil Herbert. This gave the Bears a commanding 28-7 lead. However, the Broncos put together a hell of a run of their own to close this game out.
Y'all, make sure y'all always pray before y'all eat. I know I just took a bite of my, but yeah, make sure y'all always pray before y'all eat, because you blessing your food and also you blessing yourself when you do it. So yeah.
Incredible stretch began with a 4-yard score from Brandon Johnson with only 14 seconds left in the third quarter. Wilson kicked off the final quarter with another touchdown, this time finding Courtland Sutton for 13 yards.
My bad, y'all.
Denver's defense came up huge with only 7 minutes left in the game when Jonathan Cooper recovered a fumble and returned it 35 yards for a touchdown. This tied the game up at 28 at that point in time. However, the Broncos were not finished. They wanted to win this game, and with only a minute 46 left in the game, Will Lutz came up with a clutch 51-yard field goal to seal it. While Fields put together an incredible 335-yard, 4-touchdown outing, it was still not enough, and the Broncos came out on top by a final score of 31-28. Wilson led Denver's offense with 223 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions, while completing 75% of his passes.
Alright.
Town Hall 17 in Clash of Clans is
Not gonna lie, that was a fire video. If you like this video, go like and subscribe. But if you don't subscribe, I got 2 words for you. Nah, man, but nah. But nah, I ain't gonna lie, that was a cool video. I wish he ain't had to show my boys, losing to the fucking Andrew Luck weak ass and the Titans weak ass. Man, things changed for us. I'm glad we got Patrick Mahomes. I'm glad. Man, if you, like I said, I love y'all. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.